Hi everyone, welcome back to my Animal Crossing New Horizons series. This is part 26. In the last episode, we completed remodeling all of my villager houses, which was pretty fun. In this episode, we are gonna go ahead and remodel my own house, which I think will be pretty fun. I remember last time working on my house when I was working on the island, so it's definitely been quite a few days. Either way, I'm pretty excited for today, especially since we do get a chance to go ahead and add some partitions to the room, which will be pretty fun to do. I really wish they would actually let us increase the size of the room, which is something that was very helpful when we were working on the vacation houses. But unfortunately, we don't have that feature over here, which is totally unnecessary, but we do have to work with what we have. Thankfully, some of the rooms in my house are pretty large, so I might be able to use partition walls for a couple of them. Either way, the first thing I am doing right here is just doing out my daily task. This actually reminds me that I do have to go ahead and craft some items that I might need, especially the partition walls, which is unlike how in vacation house we can actually just make them appear out of thin air. Here I do have to actually craft them. But here is my current house. I really like this design. It's pretty simple, but I think we could go with a couple of partition walls for this room. I haven't really made any changes to other rooms, but as far as my house goes, this guest room right here will be as it is. I really like this design. It is really cool. Plus it's a pretty small room, so partition walls really wouldn't help. So I might actually leave this room as it is. Of course, since this is my main house, I have quite a few items in there. I'm gonna try and switch up the items, but let's see how that actually goes. This side we do have my bathroom. As you can see, I did add the effect of water trickling down it, which I thought was pretty funny, but I definitely do have to make some changes on this bathroom. Might be able to switch some items out. But as far as items go, these are all that I do have. Some of them are really not color coded, so I might have to customize them, but let's see how we can actually do that. One more room back we have here. This is the extra room where I've just kept some random items. I really didn't have a theme for this room other than the grand piano right here. This is also another one of my guest rooms, but I think I'll go ahead and make some changes to this one. Let's see how a partition wall would go for this, as it is clearly a bigger room than the other two. I might also keep that piano in the room itself. As for the basement, I think my basement was a large kitchen. But before we go to the basement, I'm just gonna go upstairs. Once again, my upstairs room is also pretty cool. I have used a color-coded furnitures for this. So as you can see, all of these furnitures do kind of go well together. So this is another room that I might not touch. I'll see if I can add at least one partition wall for this one. But most probably I will not be moving around the furnitures as it really looks super good. And I'm pretty happy with that room. Finally, I have the kitchen, which is downstairs. I still want to have the kitchen downstairs, but I might actually add a couple of partition walls for this. Just because this is one of the rooms in my house that could actually take more than one partition wall. There are only 3 rooms that I really want to use it on. One is the upstairs bedroom, the main room, and the kitchen right here. Either way, this is the tour of my house before I do start making changes to it. But of course, before I actually make the changes, definitely need to go ahead and craft some items, so I'll quickly do that. Once I do get all of these stuff ready, I'm gonna go ahead and work on each of these rooms one after the other. Alright, so here is the main room, As you can see, I did actually add 3 partition walls and kept a couple of items. I just wanted to make this room as simple as possible. I think the only thing that I'm actually missing in this room is probably some items on the chest, as well as a stereo where I can actually go ahead and play some KK songs. Let me quickly go ahead and add that. But as far as the wallpaper and other design goes, this is how my main room is gonna be. The next room that I did design was the bathroom. As you can see, I did switch out couple of items and made some changes. Once again, I did go with a minimal design using very less items. Some of these items are still not color coded, like the powder room right there. But unfortunately, I don't think this one will come in any other color that might match the blue color. So I'm just gonna keep it in pink. But of course, that is all on the bathroom design. I of course decided to not use a partition wall for this one, just because of how small the room size is. I could have divided the room in half, but I feel like a partition would just, limit the amount of items I could actually use, especially since I did want to use all of these items in the bathroom. I'm actually pretty excited on how the other rooms are going to turn out. It's been pretty fun decorating my house till now, and this was definitely something that was in my bucket list for quite some time now. Personally, I feel that if you have not really played Animal Crossing for quite some time now, this would definitely be something that you could go into, and this would actually drive you to play the game more. At least that is what I felt for myself. Either way, that is all on the bathroom. After adding sparkles to the items in the bathroom, I decided to go ahead and add some butterflies for the main room. I think butterflies would look really well with the items here. So let me quickly run around adding it. If you might have seen, I still haven't added the stereo to this room. I think I'll do that on a later stage, as I'm really not sure where to actually keep it. I might have to replace some of these items to make some space for it, or try to keep it somewhere where it does not really block me from going to the other rooms. But here is all of the butterflies, which I think is a really cool effect. I tend to kind of forget that we do have all of these different effects that you could actually add, but I haven't really done that much in any of the vacation houses, so at least I should definitely go ahead and add them in my house. Now that I have completed it, we are gonna go ahead and work on the side bedroom. This one is where I actually kept most of my really costly items, and it is a smaller cozy room which I feel like I shouldn't really touch. Maybe a couple of items on the wall, but other than that, the furniture in this room is definitely pretty cute. In fact, instead of cutting this out, I'll actually speed this part up. I'm just removing a couple of items, which back then when I was creating this room, I really didn't have any other item that was matching this green color. But now that I do have a lot more items, I can definitely go ahead and add some. There we go. I definitely want to keep these items right here, maybe right next to the bed, but I think practically keeping tools such as that next to the bed is really not that good, but I'd have to switch it out. Now all of these items in my inventory are what I have been collecting for all these days, so definitely do have a variety of them. I also really like the music for this room, so I might actually keep it as it is. I definitely have been thinking about this right now after I did this video. I should have had a stereo in each of the rooms where they do actually play different songs. I might actually go ahead and do that offline. But that is all on the guest room and the right side. The only other room that is left in this floor is the room in the back. It was a pretty interesting room to design, so here is the final design. I did go ahead and add a couple of partition walls, at least just for the bedroom right there. I did shift the piano to this side. I have removed couple of other items. I think there was a cabinet that I did remove, but most of these items are as it is. I think I'll go ahead and keep this pirate theme for some time, at least for a couple more days before I do shift it out. The reason why I'm not making changes to most of these rooms is because I have another house to decorate, and I definitely need to have a couple of items for that house as well. So I might just leave this room as it is. But that is all on the back room. Alright, I think it's time for me to go ahead and make some changes both upstairs and downstairs in the basement. This time around I did go to the downstairs to make some changes in the kitchen, and here is the final result. Now this definitely took me quite some time because I had to remove all the items that were on the floor in the kitchen and add a couple of partitions and move them all around to fit each of these items. Of course, all of the items on the wall are still the same. I think all of those items look really good. I did add a couple of simple panels which I was able to kind of buy, but this is the main design for my kitchen right now. I think it looks way better than before, because before I kind of felt like it was way more cluttered, but now we do have more space to walk around and use some of these items. Finally, the last room to make some changes on is definitely the bedrooms upstairs, which I'm super excited for. Once again, I'm not gonna change most of the items. I really think most of these look really good. Just gonna make some changes on a couple of these items and see how it actually goes. Well, the only thing that I did do right now was move the kimono stand up front and added a partition wall right behind it. This I think looks really good. The other changes that I definitely want to do is, I guess, shift some items on the wall. Add this one there, the dreamy, I guess, doll stand, which I really liked. I also need to have a clock, which I'll add right here. Other than that, I guess I could rearrange these gifts. These are the plaques that you do get for arranging items in your house. I'm really not sure what is the highest scoring that you could get, but for me, I'm still in yes rank. I think that is the last or the highest rank you could get, but as far as the points go, it's really not that great. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna add a couple more items just to make sure that the room looks really good. And I think that is all on the main room right here. Alright, so that was the last room, and this is gonna be my house. Well, let me know in the comment section which room design that you really liked, and let me know which room I could have improved a bit more on. I'm definitely pretty excited to get some feedback from you all. But of course, the designing is not completed yet. I still have to make some changes on the exterior. I remember just having this dome-shaped house with red and green color, but I think it's time for me to go ahead and change the structure of the house itself. So let me quickly make my way to Resident Services building and talk to Tom Nook. Right, here he is. I also have a goal of increasing the storage of my house. I think it costs you a lot of bells, but for now I definitely want to do it. Maybe I'll be able to do it offline and try to kind of max out the storage as well. Let me quickly go ahead and for now customize my house. We are definitely interested. Of course, it will be ready for the next day. But here is my current design for the house. It does look really good, but I don't think it does match the theme of my island. So I might have to make some changes. After trying out some designs, this is what I came up at last. I think this design looks way better than the one that was there before this. Of course, since we do have 4 different house structures, you can definitely go ahead and make other changes, but this is what I'm gonna go for right now. There we go. We have finally completed remodeling my main house. Super exciting. I still have a beach house to design, Unfortunately, the beach house is still in its earlier stages, so I definitely have to go back and expand the house first before I can actually redecorate it. I'm gonna take it up in another episode, but for this one, that is all I had. Hope you guys enjoyed this short video. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't did, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description, and I'll see you all in the next one.